Okay, this is your boy Gabe. To be quite honest, I just did this video just not 5 seconds ago, and I spoke for about 25 minutes, and I know that's too long for YouTube, so I'm gonna keep this short. So basically, this video is about not giving a fuck about what people think, but honoring the oneness that you are with others, and observing the social mores but not becoming enslaved by them. Now, not giving a fuck. Let me just tell a story real quick. Today I had a little spit for spat thing with another human being that I know, vaguely, and I was visibly upset by it because I just felt like it was just the silliest thing ever. And I started thinking about it because I always think about, like, whenever I get like really upset and get into some kind of thing with another human being, I don't like it, and I just start thinking about it a lot. But I realized in the midst of that whole thing, I really didn't care what that person thought of me, and I really didn't care about what anyone else thought of me. I really didn't. And this is because I asked the universe to show me this reality. And I realize why that happened. How did the universe show me this reality? When you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen, right? So the universe started creating a situation in my subconscious where I be started to desire being more honest about what I was really passionate about. Now, I'm not going to share that here. I'm not ready to share that here because I don't feel that I'm, as established in it as I would like to be. But I found out what I was passionate about. And before that, I was overwhelmed. I was doing music, I was doing a blog, I was working, I was trying to do all these things and, have friends, and they just all seemed disconnected, and I was trying to, it was like I was spinning like 5 different plates, and that was just really stressing me out. And so I asked the universe, I need to find a centering thing that I do and that I believe in that will anchor everything that I want to do, because I can't say no, I don't want to do that at all. Like my music, a lot of you know me for doing music, and I'm good at doing music, but music is something where I've always thought about it in more of a career standpoint, or I haven't been on that deep level of music in a long time. I've been on a level where it's like, oh, that's hot, yeah, I like to do this, yeah, I can talk about that, but I haven't ever really come from a place where it was like, for me, and I've come from some emotionally deep places in my music, but I've never come from a place that was emotionally, like, just extremely vulnerable and extremely deep for me. Like, a lot of other people may see it as, man, that shit is fucking deep, but for me, it's like, that's nothing. Like, I could go forever. And so I asked the universe to help me find the anchor to all that, and I found it. And I realized this is something that I agree with. This is something I believe. This is something I know to be true in my physical reality. This is something that's a philosophy, which is in the mind. It spreads out in the lifestyle, or it spreads out into practice and lifestyle, which lifestyle is the practice of your philosophy, and it goes out into teaching or sharing or expressing, and it just was completely congruent, and it reaches into every area of my life that I was trying to balance by myself without having an anchor, without having a center. And so I was like, yes, And so basically I had asked in succession, universe, I just came to a point where it's like, I was so much giving a fuck about what everybody thought that I was just going crazy, and I was like, this is bullshit. I'm tired of giving a fuck about what people think. So, universe, take me to a place where I don't give a fuck about what people think of me. And the universe brought that frustration of trying to balance everything. Then the universe brought the realization of what it was I was really passionate about. So I had to ask a succession of questions to get to this point of clarity. Now I'm asking the universe to strengthen that to a point where I can just do everything I need to do without giving a fuck about what people think of me. Now, I've had a little issue with this now. I only got 6 minutes left because I only got 10 minutes. But I've had a little issue with this my whole life because, my family life, I was pretty much put down for anything I really thought, any original thought I had. I was supposed to be a carbon copy of my father. And, fuck that dude. Like, I mean, it's not that I don't love him, but it's just like, when I say fuck him, I mean I'm disregarding that. And that word just has the emotional impact that I like, that I need in my experience in order to, you know, it just has it has the power I need. So anyway, through that, you know, the prototype or the template of my father, I would project that onto every other situation, and everybody else had the upper hand above me as far as what they thought. Their thoughts were more valuable than my thoughts, and it's been a very arduous uphill battle to not give a fuck about what people think, because you're gonna do things that offend people, and you have to wait. You have to say, hey, wait, okay, wait. Am I offending that person because I'm really in the wrong, or am I offending that person because that person is full of shit? And I constantly doing it, because I did a lot of things that were inappropriate in my life that hurt people that I loved, and I didn't want to do that anymore. But sometimes it just came down to, this is what I think about this, and people that I love would just freak out, and it's like, dude, I'm just saying this, like, I don't really care about that, like, you know. So the whole deal was for me to not give a fuck about what people thought of me. And I know a lot of you out there in YouTube land don't really give a shit about what people think of you, but you have to get to a point where you don't give a fuck about what people think of you. Now, that's different from observing the social mores. That's different from still honoring the oneness within you, because I used to fight the social mores. Because I made other people's thoughts more valuable than mine, I got a complex about the social mores, meaning like the etiquette and the things that you observe in order to be polite to other people. I rejected that because if people's thoughts were more important than mine, if I made people's thoughts more important than mine, but I didn't agree with them, and they caused me suffering, and it felt like I had, like, basically the whole point was, I still didn't like it. Even though I made people's thoughts more important than mine, I didn't like it. So I became enslaved to social mores, whether I rejected them or accepted them. But now that I have a more clear sense of purpose, I've learned to start observing the social mores and start respecting other people, and, you know, connecting with other people, observing them but not becoming enslaved by them, meaning using them as a tool. Social mores are a neutral communication device. Now, I don't want to make this too long, but let me drive this point home. Get clear on who you are through what you're really passionate about. What fires you up? What do you really believe? What modality, discipline, science, art, what out there resonates within you, that innermost core of yourself? Then go for that, and then don't give a fuck about what people think. Completely dedicate yourself to that, because it is your experience. People will think all types of shit about you. You gotta stop giving a fuck about it. But that doesn't mean that you don't love them. That doesn't mean that you aren't compassionate. That doesn't mean that you don't observe the social mores, so that there's a neutral communication device to bridge the gap between your type of communication and another person's type of communication. You understand what I'm saying? So the whole thing is, understand that your experience is primary, but everyone else is a reflection of you. But that isn't. But you don't go and try to, you know, please the reflection, because it's you. Handle you first, and honor your reflections. Honor that they are one with you. So, with that said, Excelsior.